Alright guys, so we are on part 2 of Wings of Redemption spawn here. So what we have done so far is we put a dry brush on the wings, just a white dry brush. We have added the detail and where we've cut where we have cut the attachments at for the cape. So we added some detail in here just to clean it up a little bit. And then we have cut the chains from the skulls from the front and back of his chain belt, and then we have started on this band on his leg. It used to be pouches, but on the if you look at the Wings of Redemption spawn, he does not have the pouches there no longer. It's just a band. It's a little bit thinner band, but because of the way this was sculpted in for the pouches here, I could have put the putty in and detailed it all out, but we're trying to make this as simple as possible and look good and be very close to the original characters, as simple as possible. We're not doing full, sculpts and full builds. If we were, then we could get much closer, of course, but not everyone has that time, and not everyone has that skill. I probably could do it, but I don't have the time to. So let's go ahead and work a little bit more on his leg band here, and then next after that we'll work on getting the wings attached to the upper torso, and we're just going to drill holes back here around the shoulder blade area. I've seen it done before and they put it real low. I don't know why they would do that. I would imagine it was because they were afraid of drilling the holes too close to these arm sockets here, but I measured and I think we'll be just fine. It'll be really close, but we just got to keep the wings as close as possible together, and I think it will come out the way we expect. So I was gonna take off the spawn V here, but I think I'm going to leave it on and just paint over it, because there's two variations of Wings of Redemption. There's one where he's a darker color and he has the lines here, and then there's another where he's all gray, and he doesn't have the lines no longer. So I think we're going to go in between there and kind of do our own thing. So yeah, Alright guys, so we have our milliput here. We're going to go ahead and put the two parts together, and we're just going to work it. It says for 7 minutes, but with this small amount here, probably not that long. Alright, so now we're going to roll it like so, because we're going to make a long band around his leg like that. So we want it to be long, and we're going to lay it here on the parchment paper and then flatten this out. Just let this dry up, and then we'll cut our strap out and do the second layer on his leg here, and that should be it. And then we'll do some detail on this strap here. We may make a belt buckle. I may do the spikes. I don't know what I want to do so far, but we'll know when we get to it. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and set this to the side, let that dry, and then we are going to work on getting the wings attached to the torso here. Set all that aside there. So what I'm going to do is use this drill bit here. This is a 3/16 drill bit, and if you find another size or whatever, what I did just to make sure is take the drill bit and then match it up to the peg here, and I want it to be the drill bit, I want it to be slightly smaller, and then I'll ream it out with the Dremel to get a very snug tight fit for the peg there. So you can get cheap drill bits at Harbor Freight or wherever. you like to shop for hardware and tools. And what I'm going to do is take a little bit of this painter's tape, and we are going to measure how deep we want this peg to go. The peg like this, and then take that painter's tape and then do something of that nature there. And then this, and what I like to do, a lot of people, they don't do this, but I fold the edges over like this, and that way I can pull that tape off there with ease. And same thing with this. So there you are. So next thing I'm going to do is position the wings where I'd like them to go. And this would translate to any action figure that you're doing, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. So we want these wings to be as close as possible to the spine and up. So something of like that. So we are going to do the first one. So right there, and we're going to take this thumbtack, and then that's what I'm doing. I'm going to take this thumbtack, and then I'm going to push that in just a little. That's what I'm doing there. And this is so the drill bit won't walk. It should catch right there on where that hole is. So yeah. And this is a good reference here, so we know that the hole is right above this line. You still can see from where we cut the cape off, or the attachment for the cape, and it's just slightly over from the corner. So we will do the same thing here. So we'll go from the corner and right above. So that worked out pretty well, and that should be fairly even. Okay, and then we can work out the spacing with the Dremel. We can move the hole over slightly over one side, and then the drill that I'm using is this wire drill here. Well, it has a wire on the drill. It's not a cordless drill. And we just attach. And you could just use a Dremel. If you got a good Dremel, you could just use a Dremel. But this is just a lot faster, a lot simpler. So we're going to line that up. And we want to do slightly, because the wings we want slightly at an angle up. We're going to follow the angle of the back the best we can and just take it slow. Watch what we're doing there. Pull that out. Okay. Make sure we got right down to that. Right down to that tape. We'll do the other side, same thing. We'll put it right on that hole. At a slight angle. Okay. So we'll take our pegs here, and we know we want a little bit larger. So that. So to minimize work with the Dremel, you could do is just give a little rotation there, because we know that just a little bit, because we know that we went way larger than what we needed to, way smaller than what we needed to with the drill bit here. With that, okay. Okay, and then we are still slightly too, the hole slightly too small. Well, we might be able to get it in there. We want it to be a very snug fit. So probably need a little bit of work with the Dremel. So there's one wing. And then we'll get the other wing. There we are. So we have our wings here. We'll do a little bit of work with the Dremel to get that to go a bit farther in, but it's very snug. I like that. So we can turn them here, turn them here. There we are. So there's our wings for Wings of Redemption. Start here. And we gotta try to match the gray color on spawn. So a little dab of black, white, small amount of blue. There we go. Pretty close. We're throwing a dry brush over it anyway, so it's not like we're gonna see it. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I could get closer. Not me anyways. For this white here. Alright, so there we are. So far, he has been dry brushed. Looking pretty good. Now, so let's go ahead and peel this off. There we are. We're going to put this. Start from the rear. This goes.
Daddy.
There.
Daddy.
She's up. Really careful. So there is our Wings of Redemption spawn. This is part 2, and we'll come back to part 3 and we'll paint the gauntlets and everything to like a copper gold color, brown leather, and the skull is here. We'll put those on. There we are.